now going to go to my next presentation back. Very interesting case. It just came to my mind, so I'm telling you. Again, this is a case for you, for all of you. A little bit of a quiz. This is how homeopathy has to be learned. You take a case, you share it with people, look at people's answer, then discuss. This is how we have to develop discussion sessions. Not one way, not like a movie, not like a theater. So I saw this case of a child who had a lot of cough, bronchitis, about let's say 10-year-old child, just right now, about 1-2 hours back. And the main symptom is the mother says there's a lot of cough, the child coughs a lot. But what is the symptom in the cough is, peculiarity that has developed is that the child especially feels very thirsty before the sleep. So every day the child sleeps nowadays at 12 o'clock, but before 12 o'clock, the child feels very, very thirsty. And because he feels thirsty, and also the child is sleepless till 12 o'clock. So even if the mother puts the child to sleep, okay, the mother is trying to put the child to sleep at 10 o'clock, the child doesn't sleep till 12 o'clock, constantly drinks water, and after 12 o'clock goes to sleep. This is the peculiarity. I'll wait for all of your answers. How do you see this case where a case of child with bronchitis is coughing a lot, and the mother says that the child cannot sleep till 12 o'clock, but before the sleep, especially before going to sleep, feels very, very thirsty, constantly feels very, very thirsty, and this is what increases the cough. Now, how do we think that? I'm exactly going to wait for 20 seconds before I tell you the answer. This is what you have to learn. You have to learn to pick up the peculiarities. And then you have to also learn how to take these peculiarities in materia medica and repertory. If you learn this, you don't require anything else. All right. So what did I do? Luckily for me, I knew the answer. So this is given in Lippi's Materia Medica. So if you open Lippi's Materia Medica, Bryonia, and you open sleep, have a look at the symptom of the sleep. Sleeplessness before midnight with thirst. See the artistic peculiarity. See the exactness. This is what I want you to learn. Learn the art of finding exact symptom. जो patient ने बोला है वो exact कैसे ढूंढना है? What patient is saying, how to find that exactly in rubric form. This is what you have to learn. And now you can also see this in rubrics. So if I put up, let me show you in the rubric form also. And now if you see this in rubrics also, let's have a look. And you can see very beautifully, this is given in repertory, in the Nair repertory. Please have a look at this. This see the exactness, and this is why you have to learn different repertories. Not only complete, not only Kent, but also therapeutic pocketbook, also Bogle-Bonninghausen characteristics repertory, also Nair, also Clark. It's amazing the literatures we have. You have to master it. So look at what Nair has written in Bryonia. Sleeplessness time midnight before with thirst. This is Bryonia. Not all patients of Bryonia will tell you, my tongue is coated, I feel thirsty, slightest motion aggravates. So you have to expand your knowledge. You have to broaden your horizon. And that's what I have learned with all masters. And I want to tell you, you know what is the secret? What is the secret of success? The secret of success is not only hard work, not only passion, that everyone does, no? The secret of success is innovation, is originality. This is what we have to learn. Okay, let's come back after a little bit of a philosophical session. Let's come back. Let's go to the next case. So this is a case of cardiomyopathy, acute cardiomyopathy, 45-year-old lady. Okay. Again, this case, again, I'm going to ask you as a quiz. So I want all of you to focus. Okay. So what can you see here? Let's have a look. This is a case, okay, of cardiomyopathy. And if you see this very clearly, severe non-ischemic dilated cardiomyopathy with left ventricular dysfunction. And you can see LVEF, okay. LVEF is 20. I hope you can see this on the screen. The LVEF is 20. Now with this condition, the patient has come to, okay. Now we have to take the history. What is the history? So it's a 45-year-old lady, bedridden, dropsical all over the body, unable to get up, lies down, diagnosed as cardiomyopathy, LVEF is very low, unable to breathe, has to use oxygen mask, palpitations, lot of chest pains, BP goes high, dropsy, so there's a lot of dropsical feeling in the feet, is also taking antihypertensives, weight is increasing. So very important, what I do is I ask how it started. Exciting. So one of the first question after finishing the chief complaint is how it started. And if the patient doesn't know how it started, go back to the past history of illness. That is a very important answer. Go back into past history of illness. So what is the past history of illness? That 8 years back, initially, she had developed glomerular nephritis. Entire body swelling, urine scanty, dysuria. So you understand that somewhere this was a strong past history of illness. What happened? What were the initial symptoms? So there was swelling in the edema, swelling edema in the feet. And what was the peculiarity in the swelling? This is what we have to learn in homeopathy. We have to learn to pick up the peculiarity. And what is the peculiarity? That the swelling started from left foot first and then went into the right foot. Left to right. So now the thing that I want to tell you, normally what we do, if we think left to right, we think straight away you think lachesis. Don't do that. Don't be prejudiced, because we only know a little bit of homeopathy. Homeopathy is very vast. So go back to source book and study, and that's what I do. So what did I see? That the swelling comes from left foot to the right foot. Okay, very peculiarity. And from left to right it goes, and then it swells, it goes up towards the thigh. So from left to right and then going upwards. This is the direction. What else I see? She is very chilly. She cannot tolerate cold at all. No craving as such. Very lot of sweat all over the body. Fasting, cannot tolerate fasting at all. Very, very chilly. Thirst, frequent thirst. Then we focus at the mind state. What about mind state? Very, very worried all the time. Worried about smallest of things. Choti cheeze, she gets crazy. She'll fight. When I take her history, she sits and with her sister comes. This is very important. And I ask her, how are you? And she just looks at her sister like this. And then the sister, see, doctor, she knows she doesn't listen to it. She doesn't eat on time. She doesn't sleep on time. She's always like this. And then she looks at her sister and says, Acha, terko kisne bola bolne ko? Who told you to talk? Let me talk. The doctor is asking me. So what I see in front of me, this is what you have to observe. I'm seeing that I am asking question to a patient, but there is a whole fight happening between the family in the doctor. This is the clinical eye. She is very worried, but she is constantly fighting with her family members. Constant fear, what will happen? She's worried about future and very worried about the diagnosis. Now comes a very, very interesting thing. What I observe is I'm taking her history and she's lying down. But while examining and while talking to her, suddenly my laptop just touched her feet. And when my laptop touched her feet, suddenly she jerked up. Hare! And I said, what happened? And she suddenly jerked up. She says, I don't know. I feel startled whenever someone touches little bit. I said, what happened? She says, mujhe gudgudi hoti hai. I'm very ticklish. My feet are very ticklish. Someone touches it, I feel ticklish. And my work is, let me show you on the screen maybe. Let's see if I can show you. Okay, maps. So what I've done is I'm trying to form a kind of a book where how to use different repertories. How to use different repertories in homeopathy. Because what happens is we only know about one repertory, Kent, or we know only about Complete. But there are many, many different repertories which are there. So this is what I want to talk to you about. So what I've spoken about in this book is how, and this is part of the book, how I've spoken about different repertories like Kent. When do we use Kent repertory? Kent repertory we use, this is a classical repertory, and we mainly use this repertory in cases where just there are mind symptoms or physical symptoms. Okay. When do we use Phatak repertory? The main thing about Phatak is to generalize the local symptoms. So you use Phatak repertory. You especially use Phatak repertory in cases where there are very, very specific general symptoms. You use Phatak repertory. When do we use Nair repertory? Very interesting repertory of Herring's guiding symptom by Nair. When do we use this? It is a repertory. It's a clinical also repertory where especially the mind state and physical generals are always connected to each other. I will talk to you about this. So I have written like that. I'm writing like that. Different repertories, and this is going to be my contribution. When to use Boric repertory? Boric is totally clinical repertory. Angioma, abrotanum, atrophy of the body, oleum jack SLE, housemaid's knee, slag. So this is a kind of a Boric repertory. So what I'm now trying to build is to know after studying the case which repertory to use, when to use Kent, when to use Nair, when to use therapeutic pocketbook, when to use BBCR, and I hope once I complete this book, I'm going to send it to one of my teachers, Dr. Subhas Singh, for his valuable advice, which is very, very special for me. He's a huge mentor for me. Boger-Bonninghausen characteristics repertory. When to use Boger-Bonninghausen characteristics repertory, especially in cases where there are many modalities, when there are concomitants. That is when you use Boger-Bonninghausen characteristics repertory. And I can tell you this in Mumbai, in last 5 to 7 years, many cases of dengue and malaria we are treating, especially because of our application of Boger-Bonninghausen characteristics repertory very beautifully. Maybe someday, Dr. Suman, will just discuss about Boger-Bonninghausen characteristics repertory. It's one of the hidden gems of homeopathy, which we use a lot. Clark repertory. This is also amazing repertory which I use. The main thing about Clark repertory is it's a totally clinical repertory. Beautifully, the remedy you can see. Arundo. Arundo is a remedy we normally think about upper respiratory tract infection. Itching in the palate. Arundo, like Vyathia. So this way, then there is Robert's repertory. This is a beautiful project that I'm working on different repertories, and God willing, after the lockdown is over, I'm going to release this book, publish this book for all of you. Another repertory, Robert's Sensation As If. So much before sensation method came in, there was a repertory, Sensation As If by Roberts. And the main thing is, it is a very subjective, it's a Puritan type of repertory. It's a concordance repertory. So what it is, I'll give you one of the examples. For example, patients could come and tell you that, doctor, in the chest, I feel like choked. So you can open internal chest, choked in chest, and you'll get a single remedy, Lilium Tig. So in this way, and also there are softwares in today's times. I use different types of softwares. The repertory I use is Synergy software, which I believe is the best in the world. And then there is also one more software, it's called as Reference Works, which is also very interesting, and I use it a lot. So in this way, I use different repertories, and that is the main thing I want to tell you. Don't get stuck and fixed only to one thing. Broaden your horizon. That is my main thing towards you. Hahnemann in his life wrote 6 volumes of organon, 6 versions of organon. So do we get stuck only to one method or one technique, or can we broaden our horizon? So with this message, let me go across to my finish my case. You remember we were talking about this case of cardiomyopathy where LVF was very low. It was 20, and one of the peculiarity was that the swelling started from right to left. From left to right and going up, and also slightest touch of the laptop, and she felt. So here, how to find the peculiarity? It's very easy to find peculiarity, but where to find that peculiarity in repertory? So I use the Nair repertory. Interesting. Whenever you read the repertory, understand the repertory. What's written? Repertory of Herring's guiding symptom. So whenever you use Nair repertory, you should open Herring guiding symptom along with it. Whenever you use Phatak repertory, use Phatak materia along with it. It is like a whole synergy way of using repertory and materia medica together. You can't use Nair repertory, Kent materia medica. You will get confused. How did I use this rubric? Let's see. So the rubric I took was extremities, feet sensitiveness, touched when ever so lightly, she jerks them up much frightened. And you can see, I hope you can see this on the screen, a single remedy there, Kalika. So beautiful, isn't it? Next, very peculiar symptom, feet swelling left to right, gradually extending over whole body. Again, you can see Kalika. And you can see in the bracket nephritis. You remember there was a past history of Kalika, of nephritis. So this is the finding exact symptoms. So you can see this peculiar rubric, feet swelling, edema extending right, left to right, going upwards. And beautifully, when you open Phatak materia medica, you can now understand sphere of action. This is very important. Normally in homeopathy, we only look at individual symptoms. Also give importance to sphere of action. And what do we see here in Kalika? Let's have a look. Weakness caused by potassium salt is pronounced in typical salt of potassium group. Weakness of muscles and heart. So what is muscles? What is cardiopathy? Cardiomyopathy. It is muscles of the heart. So you can see the sphere of action matching exactly. Read different books is something that I learned more in Kolkata. And that's where he used to tell us to read not just Allen's keynote, but also Lippi's redline keynotes, and also Kent's materia medica, also Tyler, also Nash, also Farrington, also Pulford. So this kind of, he used to often say, thoda pagalpan hona chahiye. Pagalpan nahi hai to baat nahi banegi. So I believe that is very important, which I learned, that we need to be a little crazy. Only then can we be really good homeopaths. So coming back, you can see Kalika, it's written Kent. Kalika patient is so sensitive in soles of feet that a mere touch of the sheet brings sensation of thrill throughout the body. And then it's very, very nicely he has written, I have often examined feet when patient would shiver and drop the feet. So this is the beauty, how it is written in Materia Medica, and then you will see it in real life also.
थोड़ा सा पागल होने को बोला था, but you have become such a man. You are doing such a tremendous job. तुम जिस तरह से ये इन सब किताबों को लेके सामने ला रहे हो, and you are motivating our patient to read these lesser read books. We all are so proud of you, Gaurang. जिस तरह से selflessly काम करते हो, ये हम लोगों के लिए बहुत गर्व की बात है. और तुमको NIH में हम लोगों ने बुलाया था. We want you to come more often so that you can share all the good work you are doing with us and our students. Keep it up, Gaurang. I'm so proud of you.
So great.
Continue.
You remain a biggest inspiration of my life, sir. All right. Thank you so much. It's an emotional moment for me. So let's come back. So that's what I gave Kali Cup, and I gave in low potency Kali Cup 30. The kind of repetition I did was 1 dose every week. This is something I do. I don't fix a potency or repetition. I choose the approach and then do it. So that's what I gave Kali Cup 30, and I want to show you the follow-up after 2 months. You remember this case very well, where the LVF was 20. You can see this 22 to 25% LVF. And I want to show you this, how and what happened with LVF. And if you see this very, very clearly, if you focus here, because I can't zoom it more than this, you can see the LVF is 40%. I hope some of you can see this. That within 2 months of Kali Cup 30, the breathlessness, the dropsy, the swelling, the everything improved, and the LVF became double. This is the beauty of homeopathy. This is what I want to tell you. And I am so, so grateful to all my teachers who treated me like their own children. And that's why probably I dedicate every single book to all of my teachers. Okay, before I go ahead, I have to tell you this, and I heard Dr. Suman has told, I have written a small book for all of you right now. It's called as Homeopathic Approach in Acute. I don't know if I've told you about it. The approach. Okay, this is the book. Let's see. Khulja. Yeah. This is the book. I'll just show it all over the screen. Okay, so this is the book that I have written just for all of you in last few days. Homeopathic Approach in Acutes, and I've dedicated it to one of my really, really close philosopher and guide, Dr. Gajanan Dhanetkar from Mumbai. And I've written here about different approaches in acute. This is especially thanks to one of my team members, Dr. Juhi, who has helped me. And here I have written about different acute case section in fevers, Materia Medica, etc. This is a book. I'm sending it to Dr. Suman, and I'm going to share this as a gift to all of you on Hahnemann Day from my side. So I hope you can connect to Dr. Suman, and this whole book, a 50-page book that I've written, he will be able to send you. If you're not able to get it, then write back to Suman, or you can write to me also. I will send you.